My name's Adam Buxton.
My name's Joe Cornish.
And we're with you for the next 1 hour, 53 minutes here on XFM. Shall I play my little opening jingle, Joe?
Please, yes, please.
That sounds interesting, let's talk about it. I always enjoy our little chats. I never know what you'll say.
Did you see that program with that German man? He was cutting up a real corpse.
I'm not sure about that new TV show.
Have you seen that film with swearing puppets? No, I haven't, but I hear it's great.
I'm not sure about that new TV show. That sounds interesting, let's talk about it. Let's start talking now.
Has that been refreshed since last week with new topical subjects?
Oh, yeah. Every week
Has it?
Every week it gets refreshed.
Does it? Really?
Yeah.
Seriously? Genuinely?
Yeah.
Really?
The German man cutting
The
up
German man. I did see... Let's talk about that. I did see about 2 seconds of it. I think I saw a bit of his body having... sort of being inflated, a giblet being inflated. I switched over.
Did you?
Don't
you?
like
It was on every night, wasn't it, this week, I think? He did a different part of the anatomy, I believe, because unless someone was winding me up, they said, did you see the one with the winkies? He pretty much dissected somebody's winky parts. And I didn't see that one. I kind of am glad that I didn't see it. I saw the basic one, I think maybe the first one, where they just did some guy's torso and sort of pumped fake blood into it so you could see it spreading round the arteries and everything. It was sort of interesting, but very... I mean, it was pretty amazingly gross, especially as there was just this little white towel covering the face of the corpse. It was obviously a relatively fresh corpse, and not keen on being identified, I would imagine, for fear. And then they had the nude, they had a nude model lady who was alive.
Right.
And,
They were dissecting her while she was alive?
no, she wasn't being dissected. They were projecting onto her with a video projector.
Could they
Actually,
just,
no, they
could
weren't
they just dissect her conversationally?
They could have done, but no, they just drew on her instead. She
Okay.
was standing there in the nude, which added an extra dimension to the programme. Nude ladies, always interesting on television, and they were drawing on her totties.
Is this Channel 4?
Channel 4, yeah. Home of filth and sickness. And all in the name of education, obviously. I don't think I learned anything. Not a single thing. Except, yeah, nothing. Not a single thing.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing that with us.
I just wanted to say as well that, you know, we always get pretty much a lot of things wrong in this show, week to
Well,
week.
last week, was last week our big boo-boo week?
Yeah, we made a few boo-boos.
Yeah.
And my boo-boo last week, amongst many, I would imagine, was saying that Cameron Crowe invented the acronym Dumbo.
Right.
Apparently, that's a legitimate acronym, and it means district underneath the Manhattan Bridge overpass.
Right.
It's a part of
I
New
wouldn't
York.
worry about that.
I'm just, you know...
Has someone attacked you about that?
They didn't attack me. It was just a friendly tweak.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're just a bit pedantic.
No, that's fair enough.
Who was it?
It's Dougie.
Really? Dougie Fresh?
Dougie Fresh, yes. the rapper.
Really? Dougie. Well, you know, Dougie...
I think it's right, though. People pick you up on things, don't they, your buddies?
Yes, sometimes. So listen, you know last week you've got your new jingles.
Yeah, I got new jingles.
And you know how I promised that I'd have some jingles this week.
Have you got jingles?
I've got some jingles.
Oh, wow.
It's Jingle Wars. I've got 2 jingles. They've been loaded into the system. One of them is, you know, sometimes you and I talk about a subject and I feel I can't talk about it because I just think it's a very sort of quite boring topic that everyone else has talked about, like, say, Big Brother or I'm a Celebrity.
Are you saying, do I know when you decide not to be at all supportive of anything I'm
Yeah,
talking
you
about?
know then.
Yes.
Well, I've got a jingle for that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Does it go, I'm not going to be supportive at all
No, it
about
doesn't.
the thing you're going
No.
to talk about?
No.
How does
no.
it go then?
Well, no, it's a you know, it's, well, have a listen to it.
Can we listen to it now?
Have a listen to it. It's called The Big Story.
Okay.
It's the big news story. Talking about is mandatory. Every single pundit has already done it. There's nothing more to be said.
Robbie Williams.
The subject's totally dead.
Suggestion charge.
It's a tired old cliche.
David Beckham.
But we're gonna talk about it anyway.
Okay? Do you get the idea?
I think I get where you're coming from.
So what's this week's big news story? I don't know, there really isn't one this
Julian
week, is
Clary
there?
being threatened with kidnap.
I don't know about that.
It's on the cover of The Sun.
Anyway, we'll play that later when the big news story, because it will crop up.
Well, there's got to be, yeah, there's... I imagine there's something that everyone
and
is-
I've got another new jingle as well for Crap Commentary Corner, but maybe we'll save that until Crap Commentary Corner, unless you want to listen to it now.
Well, no, we've got Crap Commentary Corner coming up in about 20 minutes or so let's play it then. And, of course, we'll be chatting about all kinds of other things. This week's face-off, Ditties in the Dot-wise, is Michael Jackson.
Adam, I've got to stop you right there, because apparently we've been issued an email by the powers that be at XFM that give us strict limitations on what we can say about Michael Jackson. Obviously, the trial kicks off next week. Everyone in the media has to be very sensitive, because it's a very attractive area when it comes to making quips. There's a lot of potential there for quips. I mean, he's a funny-looking fella and all that.
Yeah.
Some of his behaviour's a bit suspicious, but we have to be very careful what we
He's
say.
got forks instead of fingers.
Hey. So I think we should go to a record and read this email.
His best friend's a monkey called Bubbles.
Oi, come on,
He
allegedly.
sleeps in an oxygen
Oh,
tank.
easy. Careful, be
He's
careful.
from the moon.
Please.
Yeah, that's LCD Sound System with Daft Punk is playing at my house. That's going to be out fairly soon, I think. It's the single taken from the New York Outfits self-titled debut album, which is out in the shops now. There you go, just doing a bit of talking. You all right there, Joe?
Very well, thank you very much, yeah.
You depressed because we didn't score on the radars?
Not at all. We've been inspecting XFM's radar results, and Lauren Laverne, Christian O'Connell and Jimmy Carr have all been specially selected for praise by the head of XFM. No mention of us.
Well, we're rubbish. And no one listens to us. But exciting new television this week, Joe.
Yep.
Lots of good shows coming out now that the year is sort of in full swing now. We're
Yeah.
coming to the end of January, which is always a bit of a relief, don't you find?
Yeah.
It's like you've made it. You can start the year properly now. The whole business of Christmas has been shaken off, and this is the year. Like it or lump it. So to look forward to, first of all, tonight is another chance to see 2004 The Stupid version, which was on BBC Three on New Year's Eve, but this is a kind of condensed version, and it's a sort of humorous, satirical review of some of the bits of TV from last year, but done in a kind of insane way. It's put together by Armando Iannucci. I contributed a couple of very small bits to it. One's quite good, one's quite bad. Don't know if they will have made it into the edited version, but the whole show is very funny, and I recommend you check it out. It's on tonight on BBC Two, 10:20. Also on Monday, we've got a new series of Look Around You.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Very excited about that. I went to the screening of the first episode last Thursday, and it was really, really good, let me tell you. It's all about music, the first show. And Kevin Eldon is in it, familiar to you from Big Train and shows like that, I would imagine. But he is amazing. He does this sort of insane song. Have you seen it?
Just say that again? I wasn't listening.
What were you doing?
I was reading a text
Stop
from somebody.
reading
It's quite a good
the
text. It's quite a good
text.
text. Go on.
What does the text say?
It's from a man that provided the projection equipment for the autopsy show.
Oh, yeah.
So he was there in the studio, and he said he had to stand in for the naked lady whose body they drew. I was thinking maybe we should get him to call in.
Ooh. Yeah, give us a call. Here's the number to call. I've got a new jingle for the number. 08712221049. Quite bad, isn't it?
It's basic.
It's rubbish. What 087? I'm not even going to play it again. It's so rubbish. 08712. So yeah, Look Around You. That's on Monday at 10 p.m. on BBC Two. It's very funny. Check it out. Nathan Barley. That's got to be coming up fairly soon. Although I'm not sure when. Do you know?
I think in a couple of weeks, because it's being trailered, isn't it? There's very weird abstract trails on Channel 4 with just people's faces and random names.
Yeah.
They're sort of like blipverts.
Little blipverts, yeah, they're blowing your mind. But the blipverts are getting longer now, so I'm thinking that it can't be too far away. They've actually got scenes from the show in them now.
Right, and of course, for uninformed listeners, Nathan Barley is Chris Morris's new sitcom, set in a sort of fictionalised version of Hoxton.
And and it's very secretive. No one's seen it. He's kept it under wraps. No reviews, previews, or anything like that. But it's got Julian Barrett and Noel Fielding in it.
Rhys Thomas.
Rhys Thomas and the guy from a lot of the guys from Garth Marenghi, who also pop up in 2004 The Stupid version tonight. There's another little plug for that. Right. Now we've got an 80s classic for you. And this is from XTC. Sensors working overtime.
Competition time. You could win a DVD or tickets to a show. You just never know. So sharpen up your brain and get ready to play.
Oh dear, it might become a little bit jingle heavy, our show.
No, you can never
Can
be...
you have too many jingles?
No, I don't think so. I looked it up.
I
on
did.
the-
Lila, the producer,
net.
is saying, well, yo, you can have too many jingles. It's a classic pitfall
She
for
doesn't know.
amateur radio broadcasters.
Lila's about 18. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's a very experienced radio producer and highly sought after, not only by XFM, but by many other radio stations. But she doesn't know what she's on about.
Okay, well, we do have another jingle coming up, so we'll see whether it gets too jingle heavy. We're about to play Ditties in the Dock, and the prize this week, listeners, is
Ditties in the Dock?
extraordinary.
Crap commentaries.
Crap commentary, I'm terribly sorry. The prize is extraordinary. It is an exclusive screening of M. Night Shyamalan's film, The Village. The Village. I mean, it's not a new film, but it's just come out on DVD.
But tell them where the screening is happening.
The screening is happening at the London Dungeon.
Spooky.
So, basically, when is it? It's on Monday the
Tooley
31st,
Street.
and you turn up at 7:30. You and what? Is it something like 9 friends? Yeah, so you, our prospective winner, can take 9 friends to the London Dungeon for 7:30 p.m. You're plied with champagne and canapes. Then at 8 p.m. you get a tour of the London Dungeon, including a Judgment Day activity. What's that?
It's
They've gone through all your drawers and found out secrets.
a Judgment Day activity.
And then the London Dungeon boat ride.
What the hell is a Judgment Day activity?
Who knows? That sounds a bit
Maybe
frightening.
it's something like
Maybe
they...
someone gets decapitated.
Well, yeah.
Maybe one of your friends is killed in front of you.
That would be amazing.
No, Lila says that's not what happens. 8:45, the film starts with beer, wine, soft drinks, and bowl food served throughout.
Does it say bowl food?
What's that going to be like? Maggots and leaves in a bowl.
Anything in a bowl.
I'm sure it'll be very tasty. At 10:45, the film ends, and you go, "What? It was all along? What? No."
Quite good, actually.
Yeah,
The
it's
Village.
quite good, The Village. So 10:45 the film ends. Competition winners are then free to tour the London Dungeon at their own leisure. And presumably it's closed off to the public at this point, is it? Because it's the most popular tourist attraction in London, if not the first, then the second. I was going to go into it last week, actually, but the queue was stretching round the corner into the station. Impossible to get into.
Wow. And you can have it
this is
all
really
to
good.
yourself.
All to yourself, plus all the actors all done in blood and stuff. And then at 11:30 p.m, the evening ends. What a night.
That's the night of
Guaranteed
your
to
life.
scare your